Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1983 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Detroit Tigers and the Kansas City Royals at Royals Stadium. On the mound for the Tigers today is Dan Petry, whose record is 6-3 with a 3.26 ERA. And pitching for the Royals today is Keith Creel, whose record is 7-8 with a 4.07 ERA. And so our winning streak came to an end yesterday as the Tigers lost the final game of the series versus the Mariners 3-1. Jack Morris started for us. He didn't pitch horribly. He did give up 2 solo shots. And we had a number of chances to put some runs on the board, but we did not come through. We only got a run on a sac fly, and we lost the game 3-1. So kind of a bummer. As we head back on the road, this time to Kansas City, to face the Royals with cheese. Let's take a look at the Royals team page real quick. They are, by and large out of it. Not mathematically, but pretty close. They're in 6th place right now, 18 games back, 20 games under 500. They are missing their catalyst, Willie Wilson, the center fielder. He is out for the rest of the season. Their top prospects are nothing particularly exciting. Maybe DJ Dozier, 2-sport guy, much like Deion Sanders. Expiring contracts. All of these guys are important. Willie Aikens, Rance, Mullinks, both in the everyday lineup. Bill Paschal, the number 2 starter in the lineup, in the rotation, is going to arbitration at the end of the year. If you take a look at the rest of their stats here, you'll see that they're a pretty good hitting team. Their team batting average is above the league average in the American League. Overall, though, they're actually projected to make a loss. It's going to be close. Dennis Leonard, who I don't think we're going to see this series, leads the team in wins. And ERA, Atlee Hammaker is their closer with 8 saves. Dave Chalk, of all people, batting .280. Don Slaught leading the team with 16 home runs. Butch Davis has 22 stolen bases. So that's very telling to why they're 20 games below 500. We'll take one quick moment and look at the stadium. I don't think we've done that for the Royals this year, at least I don't recall. Royal Stadium, the left-handers are, 21% less likely to hit home runs here. Righties are 10% less likely. Hits are average for lefties. Right-handers are 10% above average. Doubles are league average. Triples happen a lot here, 64% more likely. Strikeouts don't happen as much. 24% less likely to strike out here for some reason. Double plays are above average. Errors, 26% more likely to happen here in Royal Stadium. So even though they have a short porch in left field, the right-handers do not really crush it. So that probably explains why the Royals only have 99 home runs. They have the second least amount of home runs in the American League. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started with today's ball game. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. Like and or subscribe to the channel. A sad note, we played Seattle yesterday, and the closer for Seattle, Mark Littell, he actually passed away 2 days ago. I just found out about it yesterday. And, he was 69 years old. Kind of hard to believe. R.I.P. Mark Littell. Okay, Dan Petry gets to start today. Current Royals lineup only has 12 plate appearances, but they've knocked him around a little bit. Bullpen is all available today. The lineup versus Keith Creel, who is a righty. We have all of our main guys in there, but we do have 5 starters in the lineup that are listed as tired. Whitaker, Brock, Brett, Wilson and Trammell are all listed as tired. But we're just trying to get to the day off next week somehow without falling apart. Let's go ahead and do the official Tigers lineup rundown. Batting leadoff, playing second base, is Sweet Lou Whitaker. Batting second, playing first base, is Greg Brock. Batting third, at third base, is George Brett. Batting cleanup and DHing is Mickey Hatcher. Batting fifth in right field is Glenn Wilson. Batting sixth in left field is Kirk Gibson. Batting seventh and catching is Terry Kennedy. Batting eighth at shortstop is Alan Trammell. And batting ninth in center field is Kevin Bass. Let's take a look at Keith Creel. Creel was a first-round draft pick in 1980 out of the University of Texas for Kansas City. He was the number 4 pick overall. Not much of a career to mention. He bounced around. And the only thing I could really find of note, well, I should mention that in 1983 in real life, Keith Creel was 2-5 with a 6.35 ERA, so not great. That was this year was the last year for Keith Creel in Kansas City. He spent a year in the minor leagues and then got traded. But I was going to mention that one of the interesting things that I read about Keith Creel, maybe the only one, was that he was a high school superstar in Texas, and he actually pitched a 15-inning ball game as a starting pitcher. He pitched all 15 innings, got the win, and they estimated that he pitched 250 pitches in that ball game. So definitely a different era, 250 pitches. There is the Royals lineup for today. Taking a look at the defense, pretty solid everywhere. I guess first base, maybe the only liability with Pete LaCock. Okay, here's Sweet Lou leading off against Keith Creel. Whitaker only 2 runs shy of 100 for the season as Whitaker hits a ground ball to short and Mullinks throws him out. 1 down, here is Greg Brock up in the number 2 spot today as his batting average and on-base percentage plummets down to 286 now. The batting average, that is. 2 down, here is George Brett. Brett, 305. Batting average in the top 10. And a base hit to right. So Brett remains on fire. And fuego caliente, muy caliente. Here is Mickey Hatcher. Now, we have 2 down. Otherwise, I would hit and run here. But we'll let Mickey take a cut. He's also batting almost 400 in the last 20 games. He hits a ground ball to Mullinks, and that will do it. So we go to the bottom of the first. Let's take a look at the Royals lineup rundown. Batting leadoff, playing second base, is Dave Chalk. Batting second, playing shortstop, is Rance Mullinks. Batting third and catching is Don Slaught. Batting cleanup, playing third base, is Darryl Motley. Batting fifth and DHing is Willie Mays Aikens. Batting sixth in left field is Butch Davis. Batting seventh at first base is Pete LaCock. Batting eighth in center field is Pat Sheridan. And batting ninth in right field, Bob Bailor. Let's take a look at Peaches. Dan Petry on the mound, making his 13th start of the year. 6-3, 3.26 ERA. 46K in 77 and a third innings pitched. Opponents are only batting 191 against him. He does have a complete game. Fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour. Ground ball percentage 45.8%. He's a 4-pitch pitcher. 2 above average, 2 below average, but pretty darn close. Overall rated a 90 to 24-year-old variety. Just signed a contract extension through 1986. Looking at his log, he's won 3 out of his last 4 starts. And on September 4th against California, he gave up 3 runs on 8 hits, 1 walk, and he got the victory, throwing 7 and a third innings. So coming off a good start on a nice little roll. He must be butter because he's on a roll. There's the Tigers defense. You know it well. We got Terry Kennedy in there at catcher instead of Parrish, who started all 3 games against those lefties of Seattle. So Terry Kennedy back in there. He should be well rested. Here is Dave Chalk leading off against Dan Petry. And a base hit to left. So leadoff man is on. Not a good start as Rance Mullinks steps up with his .300 batting average versus righties. Ground ball to second. Can the Tigers turn 2? No, in fact, it must have been a hit and run because Chalk advances to second. The only play was to get Mullinks at first. We're going to pull the outfield in with 1 down. Don Slaught, pretty good hitting catcher. Not as good as the last guy we just faced, the Nozzle, but pretty solid, 266. Leading the team with 16 home runs and a base hit. Can we prevent Chalk from scoring? Yes, we do. All right, well, that will at least give us a chance to get a double play here with Darryl Motley, who is George Brett's replacement. He's a rookie. We're going to play straight away, try to turn 2, possibly give up a run. 2-2 count, and he strikes him out. Nicely done. That does bring up Willie Mays Aikens, though, who is a left-hander. So this feels very ominous here. Let's see if Petry can get Aikens, who's only got 8 home runs this year after hitting 30 last year. Aikens, ground ball to second. Lou makes the play. So good job by Petry. We go to the top of the second. No score. Glenn Wilson leading off. A good series for Wilson against Seattle, getting his average up to 287 as he flies out to left. Our team batting average is up to 269. It was as low as 262 only like a month ago as Gibby grounds out to first. We have won 15 out of our last 20 ball games, and yet we've only gained 1 game in the standings. Kennedy swinging on a 3-0 count. Flies out to center field. Not a smart play with 2 down. Got to get a guy in base. We go to the bottom of the second. Butch Davis leading off. It's Davis, LaCock, and Sheridan. A ground ball from Butch Davis. Brett tosses him out. There's 1 down. Here's the first baseman, Pete LaCock. Everyday starter, really, for them. He's batting .270 with 5 home runs. There's a base hit to center. Oh, no, it's going to be caught by Bass. That looked like it was going to loop in, and then it just carried. The wind must be blowing out. 2 down, and future Tiger Pat Sheridan strikes out. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. No score. Keith Creel, 28 pitches so far as Alan Trammell steps in. I have no real reason for dropping Trammell in the lineup. Normally he's our number 2 hitter. I just thought I'd like to try to get these 3 lefties in a row. Trammell strikes out. First K for Creel. Here's Kevin Bass, who's been absolute garbage for us. He strikes out. 2 quick outs here on the top of the 3rd. And we're back to Lou. Lou, base hit to center. Second Tigers hit today. Oh, it's a triple! I don't know why it didn't. I mean, it definitely didn't look like a triple, but if it's, 64% more likely to get a triple here. That is his 5th triple on the season. Nowhere near his career high. Okay, so this is why I wanted Brock behind Whitaker. I feel like he could drive him in or maybe get on base, take a lot of pitches. Nope, first pitch swinging. Will that drop in for a hit? No, it's going to be caught. I'm terrible in this stadium gauging whether they're going to be caught or not. So we strand the runner on 3rd. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Here is Bob Bailor. leading off. Former Detroit Tiger. We traded for him. That one's going to fall in. Yep. That was a no-doubter. Leadoff man is on again. Yeah, we traded for Bailor from Toronto when we were going through our stretch with, pull the third base in, just in case he lays down a bunt. We were going through that stretch where we couldn't keep a healthy center fielder. And then Bailor, we moved him on to Atlanta. He's bounced around. Okay, so Chalk pops up to second. There's one out. Here's Rance Mullinks. Ground ball into the hole. And a double play. There we go. It's a good play there from Whitaker. Turned in two. We go to the top of the fourth inning. George Brett leading off. He's 1 for 1 today. And another base hit. He knows the stadium well. He knows all the little nooks and crannies. Base hit into left field. And the leadoff man is on. It's hit and run time. Mickey Hatcher. Oh, he taps it right back to Creel. We are not. This is another. You can already feel it. We don't have the ability to drive in runs today. Otherwise, it would have happened already. Here's Glenn Wilson. Big Willie. Flips it out to right. Deep enough for Brett to advance. So there it is again. Runner on third with 2 outs. And Gibby up. Gibby hit a ground ball first time up. And he flies out to center. So this doesn't look good for us. Now Keith Creel is actually their ace right now. Dennis Leonard, who's always been their ace, is in the number 5 spot just based on rating alone, which is pretty stupid, but that's how the game does it. There's a tapper from Slaught back to Petry. 1 down. Petry keeps the leadoff man off base. Only the second time so far today. Darryl Motley. Ground ball to Brett. Third baseman to third baseman. 2 quick outs. Take a look at Willie Aikens here, as I mentioned. Now, you can understand the 8 home runs in 81. That was the strike-shortened season. But he had 30 last year, and as a left-hander, we know that the stadium, what was it, 79%, 76%, something like that? 76 out of 100. So that really has crushed his home runs this year. And a line drive past Brett down the line for a double. So at least Aikens getting an extra base hit there, a double. That is his 26th on the season. I guess we're going to play straight away. Now, we could pull the outfield in. Aikens does not have good speed. Even with 2 outs, it's not entirely 100% sure he would score on a base hit if we pulled the outfield in. But I guess we're just going to take that chance. We'll find out. And it's 1-0 Kansas City. Yeah, this is one of those games we're destined to lose. Davis gets a stolen base. And LaCock hits a ground ball to short. 1-0 Kansas City as they come through in the clutch. We go to the top of the 7th. Now, how much of our failure is due to having, over 50% of our lineup injured, not injured, but tired? That is the question. Because Whitaker and Brett both have hits today as Kennedy pops up. Here's Trammell. Grounding out. And Bass walks. That is something you don't see much. We're going to try to have Bass steal, like Bastille Day. Come on. I know you should be applauding at home for that one. 70% chance. There's 2 down. We're probably going to lose this ball game. We may as well try to be aggressive. It's only a 70% chance. Their catcher, Slaught. Oh, he's got a below-average arm. Here we go. Yeah, this is a loss, and there's nothing we're going to be able to do about it. Do we just, how far do we let Petry go? Because sooner or later here, they're going to break through against him. Sheridan popping up. There's one out. There's Bob Bailor. Ground ball to third. Good range by Brett. Out number 2. Back to the leadoff guy, Dave Chalk. And another ground ball to Brett. A lot of ground balls to George Brett. They're testing him over there. We go to the 6th inning. Playing this one out. Ground ball to the pitcher. There we go. Brock walks. We got to let Brett take a cut here. He's 2 for 2 today. This very well could be a double play. In fact, I think it's incredibly likely. No, just a line out to short. And Hatcher gets hit. Hatcher gets drilled in the shoulder. Hatcher not happy about that. Let's see if we can make him pay for that. It doesn't feel like it's our day for that, but we're going to try. Nope. Yeah, it's just this is going to be a 1-0 loss with literally nothing that we can do about it. Petry pitching a good ball game. I guess if I would have really thought that situation through with the runner at second and Butch Davis up, I should have pulled that outfield in regardless. It was going to happen, but now I've had that doubt in the back of my mind that maybe we could have prevented Aikens from scoring, but because that is the only run they need today. Mullinks ground out to short. Slaught popping it up. Petry looking pretty good otherwise. No walks, that is the key for him. Here's Darryl Motley. In a stadium where you can't hit home runs, why not throw strikes? All right, we go to the top of the 7th. Let's take a look at the in-game stats. Not a lot to see here. Brett is 2 for 3. He would be our player of the game. Yeah, there is nothing that we can do. A team is 20 games below 500, absolutely shutting us down like it was nothing. Bottom of the 7th inning. Got a bunch of lefties coming up here. I think we just take them out. Why not? Not a bad outing for Petry, right? So I don't want to bring in the creeper. We're going to bring in our guys. We want to win this game. Just hoping maybe we get lucky and run into one. Here's Cappy, making his 53rd appearance, 3-3 with a 2.78 ERA, 49 Ks, 58 and a third innings pitched, supposed to bang 235, 1 save, 3 TBs. Fastball tops out at 90 miles an hour. Ground ball percentage, 45.7%. You know the rest. He goes to arbitration. We will sign him, but we will also trade him. All right. Here is Willie Aikens. He does have a home run against Capizzello. Fly ball to right. Wilson. 1 out. Next man up is Butch Davis. He drove in the only run. There's a line drive off the wall. Butch Davis brought the bats today. He's got a double. 17th on the season. All right, Pete LaCock with 1 out. 176 hitter versus lefties. Come on. How is Capizzello not just mowing these guys down? Ground ball to first. So, insurance run over there on third base as Pat Sheridan steps in. He's a 183 hitter versus lefties. And he gets jammed inside. Popped up to Whitaker. And Whitaker makes the play. We go to the top of the 8th. Tigers are down to their final 6 outs. Hey, Kevin Bass gets a base hit. A hit and a walk. Well, definitely, we're not going to send him this time. We will hit and run. Ground ball to second. That'll get Bass over. So, tying run in scoring position for Greg Brock. This is what he does. Come on, Brock Nest Monster. Poker head out of the lake. And a base hit. That'll tie it up. In fact, that might be a double all the way to the wall. How did that get past the right fielder, Bob Bailor? It's all tied at 1, and Brock has his 11th double on the season. 1-1, and we're not done yet. We've got George Brett up. He's 2 for 3 today. He can give us the go-ahead here. Slow roller to short. Brock advances to third. Stupid, dumb. What a dum-dum. But he is standing at third. He would have scored with 2 down anyway. So, it doesn't make sense. But now he can score on a wild pitch, pass ball, balk. Error? Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Hatcher goes to right. Oh, it's caught. It was a 3-0. It was a 3-0 count. And I'm like, there's no way Hatcher's going to walk. He's already got a career high in walks with 12. But we're not so lucky. So we're going to take out Capizzello. Petry's off the hook for the loss. And we're going to bring in Dave Smith. We have used him a lot lately. Here is Dave Smith looking at his numbers. Pretty good. He's on a good roll for us. Look at his log. He has not given up a run since August 19th. So he has got a 1.54 ERA in his last 20 appearances. He wants that closer's job next year. It's pretty much his. We're going to take out Bass defensively and bring in Eddie Miller. This stadium has already proven you can get your triples. So we want someone with a little bit better range. Here's Bob Bailor leading off against Dave Smith. Frozen rope to right. Wilson making the catch. 1 out. Next man up, Dave Chalk. That is a nice curveball. Chalk off the end of the bat. Almost gets it out of here. 408 feet. That's quite a poke. Okay, Mullinks up next. We're going to guard the lines. I want Smith to pitch to Mullinks in case we need to get to Slaught or Motley, and then we'll bring in Rucker. Here we go. Rance Mullinks. He walks him. Yeah, I knew that was coming. I knew it. Okay, runner on first. That is the go-ahead run. Below average speed. I don't think he's going to be stealing. We'll play straight away. And he strikes out Slaught. Good job by Dave Smith. The old walk followed up by the strikeout. We're going to the 9th inning. Keith Creel still out there. I think that's to our advantage. He's got 105 pitches. He could probably get through this inning. We need to take a few balls here with Glenn Wilson leading off. 0 for 3 today. Hey, there's a base hit down the line, off the wall, left field, and Willie, Big Willie, he's got himself a double. That's his 20th double, tied for the team lead with Sticky Mickey. All right, come on, Gibby. At the very least, hit to the right side. Should be able to pull it. Oh, he taps it back to Creel. Come on. Wilson moves over. Now we've got a pinch run. We've got so many options here. Jeff Stone is our go-to guy, and then we'll bring in Barfield defensively. But Stone has got a 96 Rating? 97 rating. And we like Terry Kennedy here. Sack fly. He should score easily to anybody in the outfield. What's Baylor's arm? Oh, Baylor's got a good arm. So anywhere but Bailor. And it's a done deal. The infield's in. So this could be over the second here. Yeah, of course. Keith Creel is tired. And here's Trammell. Oh, is that intentional walk? Oh, to get to Eddie Miller. That's a smart play. That is a smart play. How are they not bringing another pitcher here? Oh, man, we have to let him bat. Because we don't have anyone else on the bench that can play center field. I mean, Jeff Stone cannot. 67. He's really only a left fielder. So we have to play it out. This is the ball game right here. If we do not convert this, we're definitely losing in the bottom of the ninth. Here we go. Ground ball, base hit past the first baseman, LaCock. It's a double. It's 2-1 as Eddie Miller steps up. That is his 5th double on the season, only his 7th ribby. And it's 2-1 Detroit. Keith Creel still in the ball game with a left-hander. Coming to the plate, Sweet Lou's 1 for 4 today. One swing of the bat could put this game away, I think. Oh, he pops it up. Okay, we'll take it, though. Oh, it's an error! Oh, man, come on. I don't want it like that, man. I mean, I'll take it any way I can get it, but that sucks. So Whitaker's safe. They're going to bring in Jeff Twitty, having a rough year, but he's the man you want in there to face a left-hander, especially Greg Brock, who has been coming around. We need to keep Brock in the ballgame. Defensively, he's our best first baseman. We could bring in Garbe, but it's first and third. Here we go. Greg Brock. Fly ball to right. And it is caught. So the error, the very costly error by Slaught, gives the Tigers a 3-1 lead. I did not think we were going to be in this position. Let's take out Stone and bring in Barfield. Defensively, we are good. Barfield's got a cannon out there. Rated a 93. Dave Smith coming out of the ball game. And we're going to bring our closer, Roger Weaver, in. Weaver's got 26 saves. Look at his log here. He's got 10 saves in his last 20 appearances, including 6 in a row. 6 appearances in a row. Now, he has given up a couple of runs against California. Still got to save that game. But he can't afford to do that today. We need this victory. It's Motley, Aikens, and Davis due up. Here we go, Darryl Motley. First man here in the ninth, and he goes deep. 3-2. 13th home run on the season. Here's Willie Aikens. Base it to right. All right, fine. The game is over. I admit it. It was over before. We never had a shot. Oh, why is Willie Aikens stealing second base with a 68 speed? You know how on ESPN, if you look at like box scores, you can see the probability, the win probability, and ours is like down here, and then it's way up here, then it's right back down, and now I don't know what's going to happen. But having nobody on base helps a lot. And another base hit. Wow, does Weaver not have it today? We'll bring in Rucker. Lefty on lefty. And Davis does have speed. And you know he's going to be going. A lefty on the mound will lower the percentage. He's not going to bunt. I mean, there's nothing we can do. We just have to let it play out. Yep. Stolen base. Now we have to pull the outfield in. No, we're going to intentionally walk him. That's the right thing to do. To get to Sheridan. Outfield in. Not that it's going to matter because that speed is plenty good enough. And Sheridan. Blooper into the left. That should be catchable for Gibby. And now it's a right-hander. Righties are batting 196 against Rucker. What's Thomas? 214, and it's righty on righty. What does Bailor bat versus righties? That's the next question. Better. There's no easy decision here. What is Chalk bat versus righties worse? So we could intentionally walk and then bring in a righty pitcher. We're going to pull the outfield in. We're going with Rucker. He's got 9 saves for us this year. Or is it 8? He's got 9. So he's been reliable. Here we go. Bob Bailor. Game on the line. Outfield in for what it's worth. 1-1 count. And a comebacker to Rucker. Tigers win 3-2. A miracle victory. Handshakes, butt slaps, slap-a-steaks. We'll take the victory. Does it mean anything? We do advance a game. Of course, Boston, the best streak of the season. They've won 7 in a row. We're 4 games back with Boston. California loses. Seattle loses. Now Oakland's won 2 in a row. And New York on a 3-game winning streak as Montreal's lost 5 in a row. Nobody wants that division. Same with the West, really. I mean, the percentage to win the division is pretty minuscule. These are 14 games above 500 for Cincinnati, which is really not good enough in a division that's got these solid teams. Dodgers have won 6 in a row. Let's take a look at the headline news. Brainiac Baseball Daily Beat. Red Sox win 9-7. Move to within 4 of the Yankees. Roy Smalley had a hit. He's in the top 10 in batting average. And number 2 hitter Lachelle Tarver went 3 for 4. Tigers move within 4. Petry, he did pitch well. I think we pulled him out at the right time. Don Slaught didn't do anything. Dave Chalk, Kansas City's, yeah. Okay, transactions. Okay, we're getting a lot of signings down the stretch here. Kevin Romberg, who I forcibly converted to third baseman, gets a contract extension. He's having a damn good year. He steals bases. He gets on base a lot. He walks a lot. He gets hits. He's a player that I've never heard of before, but he's getting the job done. And a pitcher named Jerry Reed. There in the 85 or 86 Topps card. So he's still away from being a ways away from being a rookie. But he's having a good career. Gets an extension. And Rusty McNeely will miss almost the rest of the season. He's got 54 stolen bags. Good job by him taking over for Ricky. Let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and or subscribe to the channel. We've still got the contest going. We got another new Contestant yesterday, world's worst gamer, he got in on it too. So there's still plenty of time. The first week of the season will be played on September 11. If you want to get in on it, the video is going to be right here. Click on that and you can enter the contest. The video tells you what you need to do. Player of the game. It's got to be Eddie Miller, right? The pinch hit RBI won us that ball game. Great job by him. Tigers had 4 extra base hits. Dave Smith gets the win in relief. Roger Weaver just about blew it. Gave up a home run to Motley. And then Dave Rucker came in. We did the right thing, I think, by intentionally walking the batter. And then Dave Rucker finished off the ball game. Keith Creel, hard luck loser, goes to 7-9 on the year. So, okay, we're going to come back tomorrow with Game 2 of the 3-game series. Until then, everyone have a great night.